Close your eyes for a second and think back to the summers of your childhood. Do you remember the sticky fingers, the jingle of the ice cream van rolling down your street, or the feeling of racing outside with loose coins clutched in your hand? For many of us growing up in Britain, ice cream wasn't just a treat, it was a ritual, a little slice of happiness that defined our younger years. Some of these frozen delights are still around today, but many of the most magical ones have completely vanished, slipping quietly off the shelves and into memory. This video is more than just a list. It's a journey back in time, back to the playgrounds, the seaside trips, and the corner shops that stocked the frozen wonders of our youth. And as we count down the 10 vanished ice creams that made every childhood special, I promise you, some of these will unlock memories you thought were gone forever. And wait until you hear what's at number 1. Because it's the ultimate symbol of 90s and 2000s childhood summers. So grab a spoon, or maybe just sit back with your favorite snack, because this is about to get nostalgic. Number 10. Funny Feet. Few ice creams were as instantly recognizable or as cheeky as our Funny Feet. Launched by Walls in the 1980s, this quirky treat was shaped like a giant pink foot, complete with toes you could bite off one by one. Kids adored it, not just for its creamy strawberry flavor, but because it felt mischievous, playful, and a little bit silly. Funny Feet became a playground legend. You didn't just eat one, you showed it off, laughed with friends, and made jokes as you worked your way down the toes. It was ice cream designed for kids, with branding that leaned into fun rather than sophistication. Sadly, Funny Feet vanished as the years rolled on, becoming one of those treats you'd only remember during nostalgic conversations. Every time someone brings it up today, it's not just about the flavor, it's about the memory of childhood giggles, pink-stained tongues, and the joy of summer freedom. Number 9. Zoom Rocket Lollies. If there was ever an ice lolly that captured the excitement of childhood space dreams, it was the Zoom Rocket. Launched during the space race era, this rocket-shaped lolly with its colorful layers, red at the top, yellow in the middle, and green at the base, was the symbol of adventure on a stick. Every kid who bought one felt like they were holding a piece of the future. The sharp edges of the rocket design, the bold colors, and the sweet icy crunch made it unforgettable. On hot summer days, nothing felt cooler than running around the neighborhood with a rocket lolly, pretending you were about to blast off into orbit. But like many childhood classics, Zoom eventually disappeared from shelves, leaving only fond memories behind. Ask anyone who grew up with it and they'll tell you, this wasn't just a lolly, it was imagination frozen in time. Number 8. The Arctic Roll. Part cake, part ice cream, and entirely unforgettable. The Arctic Roll was a dessert that defined dinner tables across Britain. Picture it. A core of vanilla ice cream wrapped in a layer of jam, all rolled up in a soft sponge. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't expensive, but it was a perfect balance of texture and taste. For families in the 70s and 80s, the Arctic Roll was a staple. It came out at birthdays, Sunday lunches, or whenever guests were over. And while some critics dismissed it as cheap and cheerful, kids saw it as a slice of heaven. Cutting through the layers felt almost ceremonial, each cross-section revealing the perfect swirl. Though it has seen occasional revivals, the Arctic Roll's dominance faded with the rise of more elaborate desserts. Still, for those who remember it, nothing quite matches that first chilly bite of sponge jam and ice cream in one. Number 7. Neapolitan Block. Before fancy gelatos and premium tubs, that Neapolitan Block reigned supreme. Simple yet brilliant. This rectangular slab combined 3 flavors, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, lined neatly side by side. No scoops, no swirls, just straight cuts and simple satisfaction. The Neapolitan Block wasn't just about taste, it was about choice. Families would argue over who got which flavor. Some kids swore by chocolate only, others loved the strawberry, and a few daring ones mixed all 3 in a single spoonful. It was democracy in dessert form, where everyone had their slice. Over time, its popularity melted away as supermarkets introduced tubs, cones, and more elaborate packaging. But ask anyone who grew up with it, and they'll recall those neat slices on paper plates, slowly softening on hot afternoons. The Neapolitan Block wasn't just ice cream, it was family tradition, scooped in rectangles. Number 6. Feast. If you wanted an ice cream that packed layers of indulgence, nothing beat the fall feast. First introduced by Walls, this chocolate-covered bar wasn't just about the outside coating. Beneath the crunchy shell lay rich chocolate ice cream, and at the very core, a solid chunk of chocolate waiting to be discovered. The feast felt grown up compared to some of the sillier options. It was heavier, richer, and something you savored. Kids who bought a feast felt like they'd upgraded from playground treats to a serious dessert. Sadly, while variations have come and gone, the original magic of the feast has faded from shelves. For those who remember though, it was pure treasure, bite by bite, layer by layer, ending in that glorious chocolate core. It wasn't just an ice cream bar, it was an adventure in indulgence. Number 5. Screwball for sheer fun and novelty. The Screwballer stood in a league of its own. At first glance, it was a simple plastic cone filled with brightly coloured ice cream, often raspberry or strawberry. But the real magic came at the bottom, a hidden gumball waiting as a final surprise. Kids loved the dual excitement. You'd race through the ice cream, eager to reach the prize, sometimes chewing on a frozen, rock-hard gumball that cracked your teeth if you weren't careful. But none of that mattered. The Screwball was less about gourmet flavour and more about the thrill of discovery. Ice cream and bubblegum may not have been the most logical pairing, but to children, it was genius. Today, the Screwball has largely disappeared, remembered fondly as the treat that turned a simple cone into a game. Number 4. Mini Milk. When it came to little treats with big charm, nothing matched the Mini Milk. Marketed for younger children, these small, creamy lollies came in vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry flavors. Their size made them perfect for little hands, and their mild, milky taste meant even parents approved. The Mini Milk wasn't about extravagance. It was about simplicity, affordable, light, and less messy than bigger options. It was the go-to treat for families with young kids. Some adults even secretly enjoyed them, sneaking a Mini Milk from the box when no one was looking. Though the product has seen occasional revivals, its cultural moment has passed. Still, for many, the Mini Milk is remembered with a smile, as the first ice cream you ever held, melting slightly as you licked slowly, proud of your grown-up dessert. Number 3. Dracula Lolly. There was something unforgettable about the Dracula Lolly. Jet black on the outside with that chilling red center. It wasn't just ice cream, it was an event. Kids would rush to the shop, not just for the taste, but for the thrill. Biting into one meant your lips and tongue turned blood red, as if you had transformed into a vampire yourself. It was messy, shocking, and completely addictive. Parents didn't always approve, but that only made it better. On hot afternoons, standing with friends, daring each other to finish without staining our clothes, it felt like rebellion in the sweetest form. The Dracula Lolly wasn't just about flavor. It was about identity, about being part of something spooky and fun. For kids of the 80s and 90s, nothing else carried that same mix of excitement and eerie delight. Number 2. Fat Frog. Then there was the Fat Frog. Bright green, shaped like a smiling cartoon frog, it instantly grabbed attention in the freezer. The moment you peeled back the wrapper, you knew you were holding something different, something playful. It had a zesty, fruity flavor, simple yet refreshing, and the novelty of its shape made every bite memorable. Kids loved showing it off, pretending to talk with it before taking a bite, almost as if eating it was part of a game. On school trips, by swimming pools, or just after a day of running around, the Fat Frog wasn't only a treat, it was a symbol of fun and carefree joy. It vanished quietly over the years, but for those who tasted it, the memory of that quirky green frog on a stick never really faded. Number 1. Fab. Few ice creams defined British summers quite like Fab. Launched in the 1960s, it was a masterpiece of layers, a crunchy top coated in hundreds and thousands sprinkles, a rich chocolate middle, and a refreshing fruity ice base at the bottom. With every bite, you got a different texture and flavor, keeping the experience exciting all the way down. The FAB wasn't just an ice lolly, it was a cultural icon. It symbolized carefree afternoons at the seaside, sticky fingers at the park, and the thrill of choosing your favorite from the corner shop freezer. Kids loved the surprise of moving from chocolate to fruit, while parents appreciated its affordability. Though it survived longer than many others on this list, its heyday has passed. Today, the FAB is remembered not just as a treat, but as a piece of childhood nostalgia, one that instantly takes people back to brighter, simpler days. And there you have it. 10 vanished ice creams that made every childhood special. They weren't just frozen desserts. They were pieces of our lives, tied to moments of laughter, friendship, and family. From the silly shape of funny feet to the indulgence of a hazelnut feast, each one holds a place in Britain's collective memory. The high street may change, the supermarkets may evolve, and the ice cream freezers may look different today, but the memories remain. Maybe you remember begging for a Dracula lolly on a summer's night, or carefully saving coins for a fat frog. Or maybe you still tell stories about how strange it felt, eating ice cream shaped like a foot. Which one of these vanished ice creams do you remember most? Drop your memory in the comments below. I'd love to read your stories, and I know thousands of others will connect with them too. Because nostalgia, like ice cream, is always sweeter when it's shared. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and ring the bell icon so you never miss another journey into the past. After all, while the ice creams may have melted away, the memories will never fade.